Thank you.
Hello, welcome everyone. I'm Billy Jo Green. I'm from rural Minnesota SEP, located at the Career Force Westridge in Bemidji, and I'll be your host today. Thank you for attending today's virtual job fair. We have Career Force partners assisting today as well, which is Workforce Impact at Career Force Downtown, our DEED Job Service, and Vocational Rehabilitation staff. And if needed, you can turn on subtitles or captioning for languages in English, Spanish, and Korean. You can do that by clicking on the CC button at the bottom of your screen and then going to the gear wheel and choosing your preferred language. Someone could advance to slide 2. Each employer will have about 6 minutes to make their presentations. Your lines are muted, so if attendees have questions, please post them in the Q&A box, which appears as a question mark on your menu bar. And employers will take a couple of minutes to answer a few questions after their presentation. This is your opportunity to speak directly with people in charge before you even submit a resume or fill out an application. So please keep those questions coming. Also in the Q&A box, you will find a link for the attendance form. Please complete the attendance form so we can record your attendance at minnesotaworks.net for this event, which is private, and only Career Force staff will have access to this list. We will also be able to email you the presentation slides at the end. Slide 3. Our employers today are Autozone, Eon, Home Depot, Lutheran Social Services of Minnesota, Sanford Health, whom is partnered with Good Samaritan Society and Home at Heart Care. Sanford is also providing time to meet virtually immediately following the event. So watch for the link to join that meeting. And let's begin. First up, we have Eon, and Kim Gibson is here.
Good morning. So we are Eon, the Employee Ownership Network, enriching lives by supporting independence. And if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and switch over to the next slide. Who are we? We're an employee-owned organization. We provide a variety of social and human services. Go ahead and switch over to the next slide. Some of our service that we provide, community alternative care, community access for disability inclusions, developmental disability, brain injury, elderly waivers and private pay services, residential rehabilitation, independent living skills, home care and nursing services, semi-independent living support, and intermediate care facility. Go ahead next. We are located in multiple areas here in Minnesota. Obviously up north is Bemidji, LaPorte, Lake George. And then in the southern state is New Ulm, Minnesota, Mankato, Hutchinson, and Bird Island. Go ahead and move over. So our benefits that we do offer, employee ownership plan. It's nice to have ownership in the company. And we also offer 401k, medical, dental, vision, FSA and HSA, life, AD&D benefits, paid time off, and critical illness and injury plan. Go ahead and next slide. What are we hiring for? We are looking for direct support professionals. They're working with individuals to achieve independence while helping with daily living skills. Also direct support specialists, which is the same as a direct support professional with just a little bit more of behavioral background. Community supports coordinator, work with individuals to achieve independence while helping with daily duties, but you're also going to do some managing of the site and staff. And then finally, the community supports program director, which would manage and coordinate the program services and do the reporting. Okay, next slide. So how do you apply? You can go to our website, www.theeon.com, or for more information, you can contact me by email, which is kgibson@theeon.com, or call 507-233-3600. 3038. And just to let you know, at the bottom of the screen is a little banner of all the different companies that we actually provide services for. So we are MBW Company, Lighthouse Lodge, Glacier's Assisted Living, and Inclusive Properties. This concludes my slides.
Thank you, Cam.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a couple of minutes for some questions. Tim, what do you have for us?
I've got one question here. How does your company view mature workers?
Can you repeat the question?
How does your company view mature workers? Basically, what about older people, older workers?
Yep. So we provide, we're equal opportunity. So we will definitely, we have all ages that apply for us and actually work for us. It's just depending on what position that you would like to have. Do you want to, we do a lot of independent care. So we directly care for individuals on a daily basis, helping them with their daily duties. So we would love for anybody to come aboard and help us out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any more questions, Tim? No more questions, Tim?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, next, I believe we have Courtney Maloney from Home Depot. Is she on the line?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I apologize. I'm calling in, so I might not catch up to the slides as quickly. But I work at the Bemidji Home Depot specifically. We do have several different locations in Minnesota, all the way from Duluth all the way down to several stores in the metro area. But I'm calling specifically with the Bemidji Home Depot. If you want to switch to the next slide, please. Here you'll see we've got, it's a little bit small, but we have our values wheel, our inverted pyramid, and the three-legged stool. So this is just kind of talking a little bit about the culture here in our store. Our values wheel is just 8 guiding principles. We use that day in and day out to guide our decision-making and how we take care of each other here in the store, how we take care of our customers. And then you'll see in the middle we have the inverted pyramid, which is a pyramid just tipped over. Our customers and frontline associates are on the top, and our CEO is on the bottom. And we really drive that into our culture because we know that your leader should work for you and it shouldn't be the other way around. We have a very great upper management team that really takes care of all of us. So, and then the three-legged stool, it frames just our business strategy. It's with in-stock, customer service, and store appearance. So that's just how we deliver the best customer service that we can to our customers. And then our mission statement is just, we're in the home improvement business, and our goal is to provide the highest level of service, the broadest selection of products, and the most competitive prices. And if you want to switch to the next slide, please. We have a huge compensation package. We have several benefits that are available to both part-time and full-time associates. We do have medical coverage, which is available just to full-time associates, but we have life insurance, critical illness protection. We have a Homer Fund, which is a relief program for associates, which is a donation-based program, financial management and savings programs. There are so many more that I could go over, but those are just a few. We have a huge amount of benefits available. So when you're hired, that's one of the first things that we go over is getting into that portal and seeing what is available to you. And then next slide, please. So at our current location in Bemidji, we have several positions available, specifically in lumber sales, cashier, garden sales, customer service, and electrical sales. So there are kind of more as we need. Our business is still booming. So we're hiring a lot right now just because we're seeing just still a lot of business. So there is no experience required, no minimum experience required. We definitely take the time to train all of our associates. So even if you're coming into a lumber sales position or a garden position, we will make sure that you get that proper training before putting you out on the sales floor. And then we will pair you with a coach as well. Right now, all of our associates are coming in as temporary associates, but we have a conversion program to get those associates into our part-time and full-time positions. And then next slide, please. So how you can apply is just by going to careers.homedepot.com. You can apply through third-party websites as well, even through, I believe, MN Career Force has some on their website. But careers.homedepot.com will show available openings, and then you can search our other locations as well to see what is available there. And then I just have my contact information. Feel free to reach out to me at any point in time with questions. You can call me and leave a voicemail, or email is sometimes just quick for me to get an answer to you. But if you have any questions at all, you can call me or any one of my management team members. And that's all I have for you.
We have one question for you. What do you look for in an interview? What are you looking for? How can we help people learn better to interview with you?
So a lot of our interviews kind of just ask questions about previous experience with jobs or school. We're not even necessarily looking for if you've had experience in retail before or anything like that. But a lot of our questions are just based on your personal experience with situations, or how you've handled customer service in the past, or if you have no customer service experience, what you've done to overcome obstacles in school, and stuff like that. So there's nothing really specific that we look for. We just want to just get your experience on what you've done in life so far. So
one more question for prior felons. What kind of background checks do you do?
We do have a background check program. There are a lot of specifics that go into that, but we have different categories for different, I guess, offenses or misdemeanors or anything like that. But there is a background check program, and then we just have it go through the system, and kind of it comes back either good, or we just we do have a background check program, yes.
That's our questions for now.
All right. Thank you, Courtney, and thank you, Tim. And next we'll be moving on to Lutheran Social Service of Minnesota. And we have Casey Meltrud and Chris Lasky.
I don't think Chris made it this morning, but that is all right. So we are Lutheran Social Services of Minnesota. Next slide, please. So our mission statement is Lutheran Social Services of Minnesota expresses the love of Christ for all people through services that inspire hope, change lives, and builds community. And next slide. Our vision statement is all people have the opportunity to live and work in community with full and abundant lives. Next slide. So currently, we actually have 3 part-time openings. One is at a high medical needs home, and 2 are at a high behavioral home. We also need a fill-in for another high behavior home. That person would be kind of a float staff. They would be trained in at multiple programs and fill in where needed. Our wages start at $17 per hour for awake shifts. We do also have sleep overnight shifts, which are $14.50 an hour. And all of these positions are within a few miles of Bemidji. LSS is statewide, but we are just looking for the Bemidji area. You can find all of those postings on our website, which we will get to. Minimum requirements, high school or GED. We prefer work experience with vulnerable population. It's not required. A lot of our training will be done at the program. You have a bunch of trainings you have to do, and they're mostly all virtual now because of COVID. So our MANT training, first aid, CPR, those can all be obtained after hire. Physical ability to implement our MANT or our positive support, and able to walk long distances. We do a background study for all of our employees because we are working with vulnerable people. Everyone needs to pass a background check. Driver's license is required in most situations. It is possible to be a non-driving position though. The ability to read, write, and use a computer, basic math, problem-solving skills, recognizing boundaries and relate to a wide variety of people, implementing strategies to enhance the service, and big thing is patience, self-control, self-direct, flexibility, attention to detail, ability to comply with support plans, and meet deadlines. Next slide, please. We do have a COVID monitoring and response plan in place, which just includes monitoring for symptoms and then a plan for if any of our people supported were to test positive for COVID and what we would do in that situation. That is a link to our COVID plan. If you'd like to view that further, it is also on the LSS website. Next slide, please. So to view openings and to apply, you're going to go to lssmn.org. You're going to click on careers in the upper right-hand corner, scroll down, view current career opportunities. That's going to bring you to all of the openings statewide. You can advance your search for positive support professionals or within a mile range from your zip code. So if you're looking for something in the southern part of the state, you can search through that. Once you find the position you'd like to apply for, click on that. It'll open the job description and then you just click apply now. And then one of us supervisors will get that information and contact you. And this is my info and Chris Latsky's email. If you have any questions, you can email us and we will get back to you on that. There's also a ton of info on the website with each job posting.
And we do have a couple questions for you. The first one is, can you describe a bit more about the training provided?
So we have a awesome training team that has recently switched to all virtual trainings for now. So you would use Teams and video in, and they're going to do basically face-to-face through the computer. We also have College of Direct Support for all of our other trainings. So this month we did driving trainings. You also do, when you first start, what is called, they refer to it as MANT in the requirements. It is positive support trainings. That's where you're going to learn all of the restraints, the holds that you may have to implement with the individual served, and just ways to positively support the people in the program.
Another question is, what job titles might work well for students? And can people working the overnight shift study for college while they're at work?
I was a DSP when I was going to BSU. The program that I run now, you are called a PSS, a Positive Support Specialist, just because these are the high medical and high behavior homes. So it does work well. We do have a lot of students. We have day shifts, evening shifts, and overnights. The Awake Overnight is in charge of just monitoring the individuals, making sure that they're safe and where they need to be and they don't need anything. There's also some light cleaning for the Awake Overnight. The Sleep Overnight sleeps as much as possible. If there's something that arises that the Awake Overnight needs help with, then they would be woken up. I always say as long as you're getting all of your required trainings done and the cleaning and everything is done, then yes, you can study, just as long as the job duties are done first and the individuals are taken care of.
One more quick question. Do you have set part-time hours?
It really depends on what your schedule is like. Like I said, we do have quite a few students. So I myself in my program have tried to develop as much of a block schedule as possible. And we're usually very flexible with scheduling, and you know, if you had a school schedule that you brought in, we could try and work around that. At my program, which is called Tall Pines, I have, let's see, I have 7 to 3, 8 to 4, 3 to 11, 3 to 10, 4 to 10, 4 to 11, and then 10 p.m. until 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. until 7 a.m. So there's a wide variety of shifts.
Thank you. That's all for the questions right now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Casey. And next we have Autozone with Chuck Rice and Jack Bearden.
Well, good morning. Autozone is hiring, and we've got great opportunities at Autozone. As you can see on this slide, Autozone is the world's largest retailer of aftermarket auto parts and accessories. We supply products for the DIY customer as well as commercial customers such as mom and pop shops and car dealerships and used car dealerships. You want to play the video?
Here's to I can. Here's to we can. To it's on. To let's do this. And especially to I did it. To all of our hardworking DIYers across the country, you've got this. And we've always got you. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
All right, on the next slide, some of the responsibilities that you would be having would be, the biggest one is greeting customers, listening to their needs, looking for the parts or accessories they need, and also suggesting other items. So we want people that come to see us to leave with what they need to do the job right. So it's critical that we listen closely, analyze the requests that they're making, and find them the parts that fit their vehicle in particular. Additional duties also include keeping the store clean, neat and presentable, and putting away shipments of parts that are received every week. AutoZone has an excellent training program for those that are newly hired, we have a what we call a foundations training, where they go through the basics of how to run a cash register, how to wait on customers, how to do the things the way AutoZone does it. No automotive knowledge is required. During an interview, the main thing we're looking for is, does this person have the people skills? Do they want to help someone? Do they want to see our customer leave the store with a smile on their face? Those are our main things that we are looking for. But like I said, there is no automotive experience required. Obviously, it would be a good thing, but people skills are the biggest thing that we're looking for. Just the desire to take care of the customer, no matter what it takes. Jack, you want to add anything?
Yeah, in addition to what Chuck said, customer service is our main focus, and it always has been. That has built us into a multi-billion-dollar and multinational company because everything we do revolves around customer service. And some of the store duties, in addition to the customer service, is also we're looking for people that can drive company vehicles and meet the requirements for the driving. And we're also hiring for part-time, full-time management, commercial drivers, everything else. And we're doing that not only in the Minnesota market, but nationwide. We're a growing company. We're on track to open up between 125 and 150 stores per year, even in the midst of the pandemic. We do have pandemic protocols in place at our stores to help protect our AutoZoners and our customers at the same time. And we can review that with you if you apply online with us. And we will have a conversation with you about the protection protocols that we're using in the midst of COVID. And I might want to add too, AutoZone has not had one layoff nationwide as a result of the pandemic. Not one layoff or furlough nationwide. Back to you, Chuck.
Thank you, Jack. Primarily, this presentation is kind of focused basically on the Bemidji market as well as the Park Rapids market. But as Jack said, we've got hiring and job potential all over the country, and in particular in the Minnesota market, Minneapolis market that we're working on right now. I would also like to add that there's no better place really to start as a part-time salesperson and become a store manager within a short time. I mean, you're talking maybe 2 or 3 hours, or 2 or 3 years, excuse me. Provided you've got the desire, you show the sense of urgency and the kinds of things that are we need when we're talking about store managers. We have a tremendous career opportunities. Then when you consider the fact that AutoZone's got great benefits, our pay is good, we have excellent medical benefits and eye care, we have a 401k that's outstanding. Our benefits are really second to none, and so if you're looking for a long-term commitment and a career for your life, there's really no better place to be. The biggest opportunities we have in terms of employment probably are part-time and full-time sales positions. As Jack mentioned, we also have management positions and driving positions. Now, if you're going to come to work with us, and if you've been interviewed, we would make you a contingent offer. After that, it's based upon whether you get hired or not. It's based upon the background check, and if you pass that, and if you're going to drive a company vehicle, we also run what's called an MVR, or a motor vehicle records check. So those are just some of the things that you would go through. Jack, am I missing anything?
No, Chuck, you're good.
All right, you'll see there, we've got, there's a barcode there you can scan that would show you these opportunities within your area. You can look up the areas where you're living and find a position that would fit for you. We would ask that you would apply on autozone.com/careers. Then I believe you can put in a zip code and find stores near you and apply. And you can apply in more than one position, in more than one store. So that's another great thing about our website, is that you don't go from store to store to apply. You can apply at multiple stores at the same time. I think that's all I've got right now. Is there any questions for me?
I do have one quick question. Are your shifts flexible for college students to accommodate changing class schedules?
We do. They have to submit their schedule to their store manager ahead of time, if they know it, so that the scheduling can be done. Obviously, the better their flexibility, the more the hours are that they'll probably get. But yes, we do take that into consideration.
Thank you. That's it for the questions, and we're timing out here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Chuck and Jack.
You're welcome.
And next we have Home at Heart Care, and we have Linda.
Greetings. This is Linda from Home at Heart Care. We are a PC agency serving Northwest Minnesota from Baudette, Bemidji, Cass Lake, Moorhead, East Grand Forks, Halleck, and everywhere in between. Through the past 14 years, we've served over 2,300 clients, ranging from the ages 2 to 101. We make it our mission to provide dignity, safety, and comfort to our clients through in-home personal care and housekeeping services. Our headquarters are located in Clearbrook, Minnesota, a small town about 39 miles northwest of Bemidji. Currently, our 290-plus team of caregivers serve 450 clients. Next slide, please. Annie is a sophomore in college majoring in human services. Her coursework and the class hours projects are difficult to juggle her job at the local retail store. She had a tug to look for a position that would provide experience more directly related to her major. Annie was encouraged by her friend Ted to see what opportunities Home at Heart offers. Annie went to the website and discovered a listing for a pediatrics patient who needed assistance after school for a couple of hours. She applied and completed the easy onboarding process and discovered much more than a job would offer. She was able to build her skills, find resources to assist her in positively redirecting her client's behavior. In addition to making a difference in her client's life, she built a relationship with Megan, another caregiver, her job share, and with her supervisor, Teresa, who will be able to support her with her future career. And let's not forget about Ted, because Annie listed Ted in her application as a referral source. Once Annie met the requirements, Ted received a refer a friend bonus. Win-win for both. Nancy is successful at her full-time job as an accountant. With the recent empty nest, Nancy felt the tug. She heard a QFM radio ad talking about making a difference in the lives of individuals and the part-time opportunity. She never thought about moonlighting for a mission. She applied, quickly connected with her supervisor, June, and hasn't looked back. She's been able to serve Gladys, her elderly client, and build a relationship, and recently celebrated an accomplished goal that Gladys had set for herself. Debbie is a full-time homemaker for her family of 7. A few years prior, she attended her local fair and visited this very yellow booth where she met Bruce. Unlike any CEO she had met in the past, Bruce shared his vision and the importance our caregivers made and discussed the servant heart, the trust, hospitality, compassion, and responsibility that a caregiver possessed. She knew this was an organization she wanted to be part of someday. Somehow, life took over and she forgot the visit. Recently, she was reading a local paper and saw an ad about making a difference, and she knew this time she needs to follow that calling. With her youngest being old enough to be watched by her older children, she contacted Home at Heart Care office. She spoke to Rilla, one of the friendliest voices imaginable, and soon completed the onboarding process. Debbie has 5 regular housekeeping clients where she has successfully served them and juggled her family schedule. She knows she not only makes a difference in the lives of her 7 at home, but now with Home at Heart, she is able to help these clients so they may remain at home and maintain their independence. These are just a few examples of our caregiver stories. Currently in the Bemidji region, we have several opportunities available. As this changes regularly, we do list the current openings on our website, but always would encourage individuals that even if they don't see an opportunity that would fit their schedule, to still apply, as we make it our business to try to match the best fit, and backup options may be available. Next slide, please. Will I know what to do? Is it awkward meeting strangers in their homes? These are a couple of questions that we've been asked by new applicants. Rest assured, we focus on supporting our caregivers. To begin, our caregivers receive an in-person orientation with the supervisor, giving opportunity to discuss concerns they may have. They will then go over to the client's care plan, which details the responsibilities, tasks that need to be completed. This is done in the client's home. If you don't know how to perform a certain task, they will provide on-the-job training and demonstrate and assist. Home at Heart Care provides paid training opportunity for our caregivers. This training may be tailored to meet the needs of a caregiver. Examples include if they're working with a client that has a specific medical condition, we can research and find resources addressing those conditions so the caregiver can provide the best services possible. Our supervisors work hard to find that best fit. Not always will the connections be a great fit. In that case, we will continue to try to find that best fit match. We want everyone to have a positive experience. Speaking of the very important position our supervisors hold, we currently have an opening for a services supervisor. Qualifications for this position range from nurses to social workers or individuals who possess a combination of education experience in a related human services field. Next slide. The onboarding process is quite simple. 1, Home at Heart Care application. 2, the PCA CFSS training certificate, which is sponsored by the Minnesota Department of Human Services. It's an online program. And 3, a background study, typically consisting of fingerprinting. But at this peacetime period, the fingerprint is not required at the moment, but we will have to be caught up once the peacetime ends. Home at Heart is always searching for potential caregivers. We have found that the best potential caregivers are people who have freely cared for extended family, friends, or neighbors. They care for others because they feel this is their calling or that it's the right thing to do. Home at Heart eagerly looks for people who have already demonstrated this unselfish kindness and concern for others. And as long as we have caregivers available, no potential client has ever refused service. Next slide. Due to the short time we have in today's presentation, we would encourage you to visit our website for further information or give us a call. You may reach that friendly voice of Rilla's. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to join the job fair. Are there any questions?
Yes, we do have. Do you hire 16 and 17-year-olds, or what is your age bracket?
Yes, we do hire 16 and 17, and so the age starts at 16 years old.
What do you like best about working for your company?
I like it's the mission-driven. I'm able to relate to that mission and feel like I can make a difference behind the scenes, as well as just visiting with people and the stories that we get to hear is fantastic.
And what would your best recommendation be for successfully getting an interview with your company?
There is a caregiver shortage out there, and so if an individual applies and they meet all the qualifications of the background and the onboarding and the training, we do our best to find a fit.
That's it for the questions right now. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Well, thank you, Linda. Next, we're moving on to Sanford Health, and they're also partnered with the Good Samaritan Society. We have Laura and John.
Thank you so much, and thank you guys for having us today. My name is John Runyon. I'm a sourcing specialist, and I am joined today by my counterpart, Laura. So you'll be hearing from her in some of the following slides here. A little bit about Sanford Health. We are just merged with the Good Samaritan Society, so this occurred in 2019, so last January. It still feels like yesterday because there's just a lot of positive energy and a lot of excitement surrounding that. The map on the right-hand side is a reflection of our combined footprint as an organization now. So we have presence in 26 states, including Hawaii. And then we also do have presence in 9 countries across the world through our Sanford World Clinics initiative. Next slide, please.
Good morning. I'm Laura, and I'm joining John here, take on my part of the presentation. I want to talk to you about our non-clinical opportunities with Sanford Health. We have multiple openings in the areas you see listed here in both full-time, part-time, and PRN or as-needed positions. Environmental services, food services, patient access reps, guest services and greeters, security, and warehouse services are all areas that we have openings. I would highlight the guest services and greeters position in that we are able to have a unique opportunity within that area where you can come on in a temporary capacity where you can then transition into a CNA more clinical position through that opportunity. In all of these positions, I want to highlight that we do have part-time and full-time positions come with benefits, and those include a 401k, paid time off, health, dental, and vision insurance, and a lot of additional employee perks that come along with all of those positions. Next slide.
All right, and actually, if we can hop back one slide really quick, there was a little section there I wanted to call out really quick. On the bottom left, you bet. On the bottom left, if you do have any questions on a job that you're not seeing, or maybe several that you are seeing on our job site, we put a little arrow on there. There's a big blue button in the middle of our career page at sanfordhealth.jobs that's called Join Our Talent Community. And when you join the talent community, you're just entering in your information and areas of interest, and that actually gets sent over to Laura and I on our team, and we would be able to follow up with you to learn more about what you're looking for and try to find opportunities that complement what you're looking for. So that's another neat way just to kind of get in touch with a recruiter and get more information about our offerings. And then we can hop over. Yeah. So on the clinical side, we always encourage you to think of Sanford and Good Samaritan Society as a big city. So there was a little bit of a joke that we used to not have a hairstylist position, but then we merged with Good Samaritan, and then it turns out that we do have a hairstylist position. And so when we say think of us as a city, it's more of we have something for everyone. And so on the clinical side of things, just some openings that you'll see on our job site for Sanford, Bemidji, and surrounding area, sterilization technicians, nursing assistants, LPNs, RNs, respiratory therapists, and behavioral health. I did see a call out in the chat, just kind of a comment, seeking resources for entry-level work for students or just those that want to enter the medical space. And so I will highlight that nursing assistants, we do actually offer a certified nursing assistant class to help you get certified. So if you're not certified, don't worry, we'll help you out with that. To learn more about that, we would just encourage you to visit sanfordhealth.jobs and search nursing assistant class. Tuition for the class would be reimbursed upon successful completion of the class, and you'll be able to start work right away with our long-term care team. So it's very hands-on. We do make sure proper orientation for all of our roles, clinical and non-clinical, occur. So we don't want to just throw you to the wolves. We'll make sure that you are trained up and you're feeling supported and empowered. And then just towards the LPN one here, we also do have an exciting partnership with the Minnesota Dual Trainee Program, or you might see it called the Minnesota Pipeline. So this is our second year now, and this would be towards LPN students. So through Northwest Technical College, we do allow program participants to pursue their LPN by providing financial aid to those recipients. So it's just an excellent opportunity. So again, that's another way to get involved with the medical job force and learn a little bit more about that. Next slide, please.
Okay, and so how do you apply? You can see on the screen here we have Sanford Health and the Good Samaritan Society websites. You can go to either one. They're laid out and searchable pretty much the same way. If you really don't even know what kind of a position you're looking for, you can skip the left search bar and go over to the right and just put in Bemidji, for example. And it will pull up all the jobs in Bemidji that we have open, both clinical and non-clinical in all areas. And then that will pull up a search, a filter bar on a menu on the side where you can filter by whether you want full-time, part-time, if you want a position in facilities, if you're looking for nursing positions. It can all be filtered down by that tool. And as I said, both Good Samaritan and Stanford Health both have websites that work the same way. If you do have difficulty for any reason getting into or having an application submitted, I would mention that our system is not particularly friendly with mobile devices, and so you are encouraged to use a desktop or a laptop to access that application. It's quite simple, actually. Once you get onto the job page that you see here and pull up a position, you'll see an Apply Now button. You click on that, it'll take you directly to the application. But as I said, you will need to be on a desktop or laptop to do that. If you have difficulty, you can use the contact information below, and they can set you up with someone who will make an appointment to have you come into one of our local offices and actually fill out an application or walk you through it on the phone, however that would work for you. And I believe our contact information is somewhere else. Maybe, John, did we provide that? Yep, there we go. That's
sure
you.
Did.
Awesome.
So absolutely, feel free to connect with us. We would love to hear from you. So we provided our direct emails. Feel free to send us a note if you have questions with either non-clinical or clinical opportunities with Sanford Health. On the bottom portion of the slide, we are present on social media through our careers sections. And so that's all driven by Laura and I and our team. So Sanford Health Careers and Sanford Careers are handles throughout the platforms. And then likewise with Good Samaritan Society, feel free to connect with us. We do post jobs, and then we also do have some fun pieces that occur too that really demonstrate our culture through the organization. So absolutely tune in with us. And I will also say that if you guys do want to visit directly with Laura and I, we are making ourselves available right after this event in a private Zoom room. So feel free to stop in, ask any questions that you'd like. We're happy to help.
I do have a question for you. Are there any common problems with your applicant tracking system that people should be aware of with their resume?
That's a good question. So with resume, we always encourage Word doc or PDF file types just to upload those. And I will also say we coach this a lot when we're working with students and applicants. Sometimes with resumes, we've seen candidates like to do the fancy templates that come with Microsoft Word or Mac Pages. And I would just advise against those for our system or with any employer that does their applications online, because what looks like a beautiful one-page thing, when it gets run through an online system like that, it might turn it into kind of a 4-page just disjointed document, very hard to read and not presentable. So that would be my only feedback, really. Past that, in terms of uploading and attaching your resume, that works pretty streamlined as long as it's like a Word document or a PDF.
And I would just add one little tidbit there, and that is we have in the past seen people having difficulty uploading a cover letter separate from a resume. So I have encouraged people to save both documents in one document and apply it and upload it as a single document, as opposed to trying to do 2 separate ones, because our system has in the past dropped one or the other at times. So just to do it as one is usually the best option.
Are you suggesting a cover letter then with it?
I like to encourage people to use a cover letter in the sense that it does give a little more of a personal touch to your resume that tends to be just a bulleted point, but the cover letter will actually say a little bit more about what you bring personally to a position that might make you stand out from another candidate, especially right now when we have a lot of applicants for these particular positions.
Okay, Tim, was that all the questions?
Yeah, for right now, we might have a little time for a few more comments too. I've got a couple questions going back. One to Autozone. How much weight is required for lifting for the driver job?
I saw that question. There's really not a requirement. I mean, we typically will say, 50 pounds or so, but, anybody that has trouble lifting something, we have, everybody's there to work together to do that. But, batteries, for example, probably weigh 50 pounds or so, and most people can lift those, but there are people who can't. So, it's not necessarily what you might call a requirement, but something we would still need. I don't know if that answers the question or not.
Yeah, I believe it might be a person with some sort of disabilities is wondering if they'd be ruled out, is what I'm assuming.
Well, anybody that's got a disability, we're going to have what we call an interactive process to see if their restrictions might interfere with their job duties. That is, once that interactive process is done, then the Human Resources Department then makes a decision on whether or not in the environment that individual could still continue to do the majority of the job skills, even though they have restrictions.
I might want to chime in too. During an interview, we thoroughly review all of the physical aspects of the job so the applicant can determine whether or not they can meet those capabilities.
Thank you. And another one came in, I believe it's for Sanford. Do you have any remote work opportunities, like for HR or IT people?
A great question. And so remote opportunities, we have seen some come about. And so we would just encourage you to continue to monitor our job sites. Those are pretty highly coveted right now, as you can imagine, with the current terrain that we're in with COVID-19. But we do have remote opportunities available, but it would just depend on unit need and preference.
That's all I've got for questions right now.
Okay. Thank you, Laura and John, for Sanford. And again, thank you, Chuck and Jack, for chiming in on Autozone. And we'll just move up.
Our pleasure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does somebody have a question?
No, I just said thank you. It's our pleasure.
Oh, yes. And thank you. Well, I just want to say thank you to all the employers and the attendees for attending today. I would like to encourage everyone to go on to careerforcemn.com to check out our other events that are happening via virtual interactive services, such as getting your resume completed, a cover letter written for your job of your interest. We do help with mock interviews and more, and they're all free, no cost to you. And you can connect with a job counselor if you prefer that. And it's Minnesota statewide. So if you go to www.careerforcemn.com, you can find our services near you. And just to chime in, Sanford said that they prefer a laptop or desktop. We do have a career lab at each of our locations at CareerForce. And so you're welcome to use those if you have computers available. And next slide, please. We have job openings open on minnesotaworks.net. This is also statewide through Minnesota. And you can log on there and set up your account. And if you need assistance, you can also reach out to any CareerForce center near you, and we can help you set that up if needed. Next slide, please. And did you know that there is free trainings offered temporarily right now through Coursera Skills Training and Career Exploration Initiative? If you sign up by December 31st, you can get access all the way through March 31st, 2021. and it could be just what your resume needs for your next career adventure. So check that up and sign up today. Next slide, please. If you prefer in-person appointments, the Bemidji locations are accepting appointments only, and you can give us a call today at rural Minnesota SEP, which is located at Westridge Career Force at 218-444-0732, or you can call Workforce Impact located at the Career Force downtown, 218-333-8200. So whichever location is closest to you, you can schedule an appointment with us. If you need a different language, there is a contact person listed on this slide for those services, which is English, Somali, Spanish. Next slide, please. If you know someone that might be interested in viewing this event you have just watched today, please share this link with them so that they can enjoy the experience as well. All of our Career Force events are on YouTube and can be viewed at any time at the link listed below on this slide. And Tim, did you by chance get any questions for the end of this event?
No more questions came in, but I just want to let everybody know I reposted that link again for Sanford Zoom meeting after.
Perfect. Next slide, please. Check out all of our social media platforms for helpful tips on your job search and more. We have Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. And I just want to thank everybody again for attending today, and feel free to reach out to us virtually or by phone anytime. And we hope to hear from you soon. Feel free to contact the employers of your choice from today's presentation or join Sanford's Zoom meeting. And I just want to wish everyone a great day and good luck on your job search. And that concludes our event for today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.